The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time, but the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
Come on, let's go! Red 38! Red 38!
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
Man, what is it with this season and fumbles?
The football defensively, though,
just turned into a fumble machine.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bag play.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunky yardage picked up there.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
From the gun on third down, Lambert. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here we go!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
his man on the outside. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
And they'll run it here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they did. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Here we go. One.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Space to run past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. 31 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Back to throw. Lambert. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pick up there of 20 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
5 yards on the catch there brings up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively.
Here we go.
Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, did.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
This was a really bad game, especially because my passing defense looks useless. I mean, anytime the ball's getting thrown, it's getting thrown to a wide open receiver.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Lambert. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
What the fuck was that, John? Sorry, I don't mean to swear, but that was... Oh, go get the ball? Nope, let's dive off to the left instead of trying to catch the ball. Oh, that was...
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
That was the physical manifestation of Pittsburgh playing this entire game. Utter incompetence. Not utter incompetence, but acting like utter.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like
Did
what
not
they
mean
were
to
trying
dive
do.
there. I was
Try
trying to
and
get the
hit your
run out.
receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his
Let's just
feet,
sit,
get a little
wait.
rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Lambert. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Pittsburgh, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.